can we get the show on the road here?
Does this thing even run?
On this episode, trying to out-muscle the competition.
I have a huge passion for muscle cars.
A pair of classic Firebirds and a pair of teams ready to torch and transform them.
It is a muscle car, and you know, it's got the style.
3 days to do the car, it's a lot of work.
It's a long, hard battle to turn these Pontiacs into growling drag machines.
2 cars, 2 teams, and 3 days. 2 groups of gearheads try to outgun each other in the garage, turning average autos into amazing rides. It all happens under the expert eye of champion rally car driver Andrew Comrie-Picard. It's a battle to the finish line on Floor of the Wheels.
Mustang, Camaro, Charger, and Firebird. Classic names of the muscle car era. For this War of the Wheels challenge, we've got 2 classic muscle cars, a 1968 and a 1969 Firebird, and 2 teams ready to transform them. The goal? To build them into eye-catching hot rods that can also do battle at the drag strip. But first, let's turn the cars over to our judges.
Pontiac big block. This is a rather rare motor. Most people swap them out for the Chevy motor. It's still pretty powerful.
Dov Aronoff is a licensed mechanic and champion show car builder.
They're gonna have to clean this up because it's just not acceptable.
Now, Charlie, this is an old school paint. You want to explain more to me about this? How
They put a fine mist of very coarse metallic on here, which is basically from the 70s.
Charlie DeHasseth has more than 30 years in the automotive refinishing industry and operates a fixed auto franchise.
I see a lot of buildup of paint on this car here.
Well, let's take a look inside and see what we have going on here. Everything in this car is pretty much original.
Derek Cuffey is an award-winning audio and interior specialist. He owns the custom shop, Disturbin' to Peace.
We got the push radio here, but this car has a lot of potential.
Comes down to time, 3 days.
They'll be busy.
Let's take a look under hood.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Look at the bling factor, all chromed out, everything looks clean out.
Never mind the bling, man. This is the real deal. This is a Chevy 350. This car is reliable, has lots of power. It's ready to go.
Well, no, the body's not too bad. See, there's a lot of rough paint on some of the portions of this car. There's a difference in color.
This person has obviously done a little bit more to this car. They put in the oil gauges, they put temperature gauge, so everything here is done pretty neatly done. It's a good base, everything is black in the interior, so whatever color they decide to go with on the outside, it will tie into the inside.
I think they have an advantage.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Now let's meet the teams that will try to put the heat back into these Firebirds. When it comes to transforming cars, Team Blaze is ready to burn. Though some of these guys already know each other, this is the first time all 4 will tackle a car together.
Looks okay.
Are you happy you got a Firebird?
Definitely.
That's a good car to start with, for sure.
Ross Durden is the team's lead mechanic and an award-winning builder of one-of-a-kind show cars.
I have a huge passion for muscle cars. I just don't think there's anything cooler in the world.
What do you plan to do under the hood?
That's a secret, man. Stay tuned.
With a pair of young customizers and 2 pro mechanics, Team Powertrain is on track to impress. These 4 will be working together for the first time.
Ooh,
As far as muscle cars go, John, what do you think about this one in the whole range?
Not bad. We can tweak up a small block, get lots of horsepower out of it.
John Jansen is a pro mechanic and senior member of the team. When it comes to restoring engines and classic cars, John brings years of experience to the build.
Some of these guys aren't much older than my kids. So, again, the leadership role comes out. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Pitter patter.
Come on now. Let's just do it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, teams, you've checked out your Firebirds. Now for some ground rules. You've only got 3 days and $12,000 to spend on your cars. At the end of the build, the cars have to be ready to be judged, and then they'll be judged out of 60 points. 20 for the mechanical work, 20 for the body and exterior, and 20 for the interior and audio. After that, we'll go to the drag strip, and whoever runs a faster quarter-mile time will get 10 bonus points. So, Team Blaze, What's going to make you win?
Well, I think the experience between all of us. These guys are obviously clueless, so.
Experience? What experience? I got underwear older than you guys.
The only way that car is gonna take that car is if you've got something faster pulling it.
All right, guys, you got a lot of work to do. Let's get at it.
Let's go.
With only 3 days and cars over 35 years old, our teams waste no time getting started. But already the difference in their experience is starting to show. You built this kind of engine before?
Not a 350 big block, no.
Jay, you built these engines before?
No. Never built an engine like this.
You worked with engines like this before?
Yeah, actually, I'm an automotive machinist by trade.
Right. Eric Velasic is a licensed mechanic who's been building engines for over 7 years. His passion also extends to the racetrack. Eric will be Team Powertrain's driver in the final challenge.
I don't leave the shop unless the job is done the way I want it.
Does this thing even run?
Make a noise.
Oh, well, it runs a little bit.
It's not bad, actually, for an older car.
What kind of wood is that in the center console?
I think it's plastic wood.
Plastic wood.
Yeah.
Get rid of this crap.
Todd Vanderweist is a skilled stereo and interior man.
Just the muscles, it's crazy. So I thought this would be really cool, you know, something old school. And try to flip around to kind of new school.
What do you guys got lined up for paint?
Try to make this as much Euro trash as possible.
Rob Hedge is a pro customizer and airbrush artist. He'll lead his team on paint and body.
It's just something that comes natural to me. Just being creative and using my design ideas that I have.
Across the garage, Team Blaze is still getting familiar with their vintage muscle car. This car is older than all you guys.
Yeah. Thank God.
Could already tell, folks, this isn't going to be fun.
Jay Pupilin is a pro mechanic who builds custom hot rods and choppers. An experienced drag racer, Jay can't wait to drive for Team Blaze.
I think the Firebird's a cool car.
From the get-go.
It caught my eye, so that was cool.
The original deck isn't even an 8-track deck, it's before 8-track.
Before 8-track. Stefan Young is an aircraft mechanic with a background in high-end car audio.
The only reason I'm actually here is to do the work. If my job is done, those three have to take care of theirs.
Frank Gonzalez is an experienced custom painter and a skilled body man. What do you think of the paint that's on it right now that's like metal flake?
Cheesy.
With that assessment of his car's 70s paint job, Frank gets to work preparing it for a new finish. And team leader Ross starts where most other builds end, by sizing up his Firebird's new wheels.
We're gonna make sure that the rims fit first, prepare us for any work that we need to do to get these on the car. This is an 18x8 wheel. That's one of the biggest lips on the market. It looks like it's gonna fit, so.
That looks beauty.
While Team Blaze chooses to focus on the looks of their car, Team Powertrain's strategy is all about performance.
It sounds like we got a bit of engine work ahead of us, so we're getting ready to yank it.
Though the judges thought Team Powertrain's engine was in good condition, the team still has plans for major modifications.
Basically, we have to remove the whole top of the engine, and we're gonna replace cylinder heads and get some power out of this thing.
When I found out we were working on 69 Firebird, I was pumped. You know, it is a muscle car, and you know, it's got the style.
I wanted so bad to build this car the way that I saw it that I had goosebumps.
Both teams have an obvious love of muscle cars. The big question is whether they can do justice to these Firebirds in just 3 days.
Drivetrain, body, stereo, that's a lot of work to do in 3 days.
I feel very confident because I know this car is going to look deadly.
Coming up, our teams go at it like junkyard dogs in a scavenger hunt for bonus parts.
Where are you? Where are you?
It's the first day of our 3-day build, and the transformations on our 2 late 60s Firebirds are going full throttle. Our teams also discover that when you dig through antiques, sometimes you find treasure.
Scrounging, man. We need to pay for dinner tonight. Animated wood. Condoms in the carpet. Whoever owned this had a good time, huh?
But for some, the real prize in this build is victory at the drag strip. Team Powertrain is determined to post the fastest quarter-mile time. To meet this goal, Eric and John will do extensive engine upgrades, which means ripping the motor right out of their car.
Yank it.
Engine out.
Eric and John, they're awesome. Like, they whipped that engine out in, what, half an hour?
Down, 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 until the training touches.
Okay, right there, right there. Oh, it's
Surprise! Clean up aisle 1.
Team Blaze is less concerned about the drag race and concentrates time and money on giving their car serious style.
We want the average Joe to look at our car and be like, damn, that car is nice, I want that.
This emphasis on looks puts a lot of pressure on Frank, the team's paint and body man.
When I started working on it, I was saying, cool, whatever, I got body work, big deal. Now we got 3 days to do the car. It's a lot of work, man.
We had a ton of body work, and our interior was just, it wasn't in very good condition.
Stefan's plan for the interior includes a complete color change and removal of the back seat, which is not as easy as it sounds.
These are not like any that I've ever dealt with before.
There we go.
Hey, those damn back seats are hard to get out, eh?
But Team Powertrain seems to have a better grasp of the problem.
Push in on the bottom spring, and it locks in and holds on these bars right here. And that's the way it stays in. It's just standard in older cars.
Trying to build a good $12,000 drag car is about as tough as trying to find a needle in a haystack. Well, it's time to take the teams away from the garage and bring them to the scrapyard for the first parts challenge. All right, teams, welcome to the challenge. You're playing for this set of drag slicks. It'll make you hook up at the track. In order to win them, we're going to put your ingenuity to the test in an old-fashioned scavenger hunt. Somewhere in this junkyard is a 1993 Toyota Tercel two-door. I want you to go to that car and bring me back the total distributor intact. Team to bring back the distributor in the least amount of time wins. First up is Team Blaze. You guys ready? Your marks, get set, go!
Mine's over here. Toyota Tercel, kid. Toyota Tercel. Over here. Huh? There, I got it right here.
30 seconds.
Jay, I found it. Yeah, okay, we got it, we got it. Where are you? Where are you? Yes. Oh. Come on, go. Okay, it's coming out.
There, go.
46 seconds.
Yeah, Team Gray, all the way.
But they won't know if their time holds up until Team Powertrain has their run. Powertrain, you guys ready?
Yep.
On your marks. Get set.
Wide.
Go.
Ugh.
All right, you go over that way.
Tercel. There's one right there.
30 seconds.
Check it. We got the flag. We got the flag.
They got it.
Go far right.
We're on our way.
We need a 13 or something so small, man.
Ooh.
1 minute.
Okay, I got the tool. Okay, run.
Broke the wires out.
All right, good job, guys. You won you the prize?
I don't know, I hope so.
All right, teams, good performances all around. I was impressed with both sides. Team Blaze, time was 1 minute and 46 seconds. Pretty impressive. Team Powertrain brought it back in a time of 1 minute 25 seconds. Drag slicks go too.
Thanks,
Powertrain.
They need all the help they can get.
All right, guys, congratulations. Good challenge, but you got a lot of work to do. Let's get back to work.
Do it.
Back in the garage, Team Powertrain is pumped up about winning the valuable race slicks.
Winners, losers. That's cool.
The new slicks, combined with the team's ambitious engine rebuild, could give Powertrain a huge advantage in the drag race.
It's basically a stock engine. It doesn't have anything high performance on it. Junk. So we got high performance heads. We're going to rework the intake manifold, and we're going to redo the transmission. And with those new slicks that we won in the competition, yeah, she'll stick to the road real good.
But Team Blaze doesn't seem that concerned.
If it was up to me, I mean, they can take the drag race, really.
Team Blaze are making mostly cosmetic changes to their engine, and they're going to focus their time and money on body and interior. And their plans are ambitious. Their body modifications are much more extensive than Team Powertrain's.
We debadged the car, just taking off all the emblems.
This is what was on there, man. If your car's got that, it ain't cool.
Frank, what are we talking here on these holes here?
We can grind it
Are
out.
we gonna grind it and weld?
Yeah, grind it out and weld them up.
Inside the car, Stefan's removing the entire back seat and replacing it with a custom subwoofer box.
I'm hand building everything. So far, I think I've cut 70 pieces of wood. And I'm kind of tired of it.
Team Powertrain has its own plan, and Rob and Todd are getting a lot accomplished.
Like, I've only known Todd for a little bit, but it's just when you're two exact same guys, you know, it's just when you click, you click. So we work pretty good together.
Rob and Todd, we kind of had to push them a little towards the race car look. You know, we're building muscle cars. They didn't have the DVD players in the dash back then. If our judges are old school like the cars, you know, they're not going to be impressed by all that stuff.
We're going with nameplates. We're sticking more with the old school.
Though their plans for this build are different, there's one thing that both teams agree on.
Personally, I like the grille of the 68 better than the 69 that I'm working on.
I don't like their front grille. I think that is putrid.
I like the front end of the 68 better, the bumper that wraps around the front.
They actually were trying to see if we would change front clips. And I said, hell no, that's not gonna happen over my dead body.
So the front grille swap stalls out, but with only 2 days left to complete their builds, both teams press on. Coming up, Team Blaze is short on patience and teammates.
Jay had a little bit of an issue last night, so he's sleeping it off right now.
It's early in day 2, and already both team strategies are starting to reveal themselves. Team Blaze is laying in hard into the bodywork and interior.
Straight, like an arrow.
They've found more problems in the body of that car that they've had to address, and they're now worried about time. Team Powertrain, true to their name, has been working on the engine and transmission, and they're ready to put those back in. But I'm worried they're not spending enough time on the body. Two different strategies, it's still anyone's game. Team Powertrain has made incredible progress on their engine, but has paid the price.
It's not my norm to be working on 4 hours of sleep. I'm getting pretty tired.
You think that's enough? I think so. Okay, a little bit down.
Okay, down a little bit.
Yep. Down, down, down. Okay, whoa, whoa. Okay, we got her. We got her.
Okay. There, the engine's just about in. Woohoo! With the engine and transmission modifications, I'm sure we're gonna take them on the track.
Hope so. A lot of work for nothing if it's not.
Across the garage, Ross thinks all that engine work is a waste of time.
They pulled their motor. I mean, for what? To look like a hero on TV? Ours ran good. Why would we pull it? And in the end, we both have cars that run. Both are gonna make big power, but theirs is gonna look like it came right from 1974, and ours is gonna look like it came 2006. That'll just put the nail in the coffin for them and their redneck orange Chevy motor.
In spite of their confidence, Team Blaze is dealing with some new challenges today, including personnel problems.
Jay had a little bit of an issue last night, so.
I had a little bit of a freak out one day, not on anybody's behalf other than I was just getting pissed off.
Jay will be here. He saw their parts and got real pissed off.
Because they have all the same parts as us and then still ordered parts.
I was like, dude, I'm not doing this, man.
Jay was pretty bummed and worried about it last night because he felt that maybe the other team had an advantage. But what Jay will understand at the end of the build is that when those cars get parked side by side, our car will be nicer.
Jay may think Team Powertrain has an advantage, but they don't see it that way. Eric is worried his team has spent too much time and money on performance and not enough on appearance.
We're tight on our budget. Like, the wheels we have on our car are used wheels. We don't have new wheels on our car. They've got the new wheels.
It's like my new baby, eh? You like it? Looks like me a little, doesn't it?
Their car's gonna shine.
If the Blaze Firebird ends up shining, it will be because of Frank's hard work.
As he likes to say, if it don't shine, it ain't mine.
As the build progresses, Frank realizes the body is in much worse shape than he first thought. Now, when this car rolled in, I mean, the paint was not too bad. It looked pretty clean, but what have you found underneath?
It was rotted.
Yeah.
It rotted pretty good.
He thinks Team Powertrain got off easy.
Their car's so clean, man. If they didn't pull that motor, they would have nothing to do.
But at least Frank doesn't have to go it alone anymore. Jay has finally arrived to help him out with the bodywork. How you feeling about the dynamics of the team? You guys getting along well?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a snap yesterday, but that's okay.
Did you go to an anger management session last night or something?
No.
Or why is it okay today?
Long day yesterday.
Huh?
We were getting a little bit frustrated.
But he's not giving up, and both teams make the most of this crucial build day. As you can imagine, a bunch of mechanics that are into muscle cars can hook up their own hot rides. Well, we've asked each team to bring a car to represent them in a side challenge we call the Show and Shine Showdown. All right, teams, welcome to the challenge. Today you'll be playing for a progressive nitrous delivery kit that'll allow you to control how much nitrous is going into the engine down the drag strip. Sweet, yeah. All right, Team Blaze, what are we looking at?
1969 Hemi Charger, 472 cubic inch, 5-speed car, 650 horse, all motor, badass street car, man.
Awesome. Ross worked on the restoration and customization of this classic Dodge Charger. All right, Team Powertrain, what's this?
1978 Pontiac Trans Am. It's got a 522 cubic inch big block. She's done 9s in the quarter at over 150 miles an hour.
Eric has crewed for the owner of this powerful Trans Am, one of the fastest street legal drag racers in Canada. All right, guys, they're both awesome cars. Let's turn them over to the judges.
Today we got a 69 Charger, classic old school car. Wow, look at here.
A lot of space and it's well filled. Everything's chromed. Let's take a look at the body. This is one of the original colors. The finish has been wet sanded. Beautiful glass.
As an audio guy, I always gotta have a little thump in the trunk, you know? But there's no radio.
I don't think he's going to hear the radio over this engine anyways.
No.
Full racing harness in there, stainless steel dash.
And how about this? This was obviously original back in your era as well.
That's right, original RT stripes.
I say we take a look at this Trans Am over here. It looks pretty mean. I want to see what it has under the hood.
Yeah.
This guy's kept it, you know, originally. He doesn't really care too much about the interior. He's got 2 stock racing style seats. Okay, it's got his roll bar cages in here. This car has 2 nitrous oxide systems in here.
Not for cruising this car. It's a workhorse.
Wow, look at this.
1,400 horsepower.
You can see it's got custom headers.
Ceramic valve covers.
I wouldn't see myself behind the wheel of a car like this. I wouldn't know what to do with all this power. This is 2 different eras, 2 different cars, 2 different styles. It's gonna be tough to make that decision.
It's gonna be a real tough decision to make.
All right, teams, the judges have looked over the cars. They love the huge power, the great build of the Trans Am, very impressed. The Charger, they just love the clean build, the well thought out streetability. Who do you guys think won?
Of course.
The street car! The street car, not the drag.
The judges love the versatility and the streetability of the Charger, so the prize goes to Team Blaze.
Pontiac. Put some street tires on, maybe you guys would have won. Yeah.
All right, guys, we've all got a lot of work to do. Let's get back to the garage. The progressive nitrous kit will help level the playing field at the drag strip. It's a big boost to team spirit for Blaze.
The nitrous was a definite bonus. If you have too big of a shot, disaster can strike. You're gonna break the tires loose. Now that we have the controller, we can manage the nitrous now.
Team Powertrain does have a nitrous kit of their own, but they'll have to play it safe and use a smaller shot for less power.
You know, we could fire this thing up. When it hits 5,000 RPM, it could just throw the crankshaft out.
For Team Blaze, their winning streak continues, because I have more good news for them. Hey, Blaze, get in here. So guys, I've been going through your budget, and you got about another $800 to spend. If you want to put this to something useful, if you think it's going to help you win the race, I'm going to give you $800.
Drag radials?
That's something I think I could hook up. Blue light special on drag radials.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, I think it should be a good even race now.
Drag radials will put Team Blaze on an even footing with Team Powertrain and their prize racing slicks. Powertrain can no longer take victory at the track for granted and have to raise their game on body and interior. Todd tries to help the cause with some creative custom work on the hood. So this is your flame cowl hood.
Yes.
So are you worried about like how thin these are?
Mesh will cover that up, and it's gonna hold this.
You do this with a Dremel tool?
Yep. I think it looks pretty wild.
Yeah, well, it looks good. But just as their car's look starts to come together, Team Powertrain's engine rebuild starts to fall apart. Quickly approaching the end of day 2, they still can't get it started.
No, we're not gonna fire tonight.
Oh, no, but I so wanted to fire this puppy tonight, because wouldn't that be just sweet?
I would, man. It might run, but it'll run like a toilet.
Coming up, accusations fly as the teams race to the paint shop.
Now they got the same kind of paint scheme that we got going on.
That's an insult, man. No one's...
As the third and final day of the competition begins, both teams should be focused on getting their cars prepped for the paint shop. But Team Powertrain is stuck in neutral over mechanical problems.
Right now, the only thing I'm worried about is the differential.
Late in the build, they've discovered they're missing key parts to properly hook up the engine to the tires. Without that, they won't be able to launch the car off the line.
Without the rear end, it's not really gonna go.
So we're kind of hoping that they're not going to get it, or else they got to put their stock rear end back in.
That could sink them.
And if we're stuck with what we have, we're beat. So we just might as well give them the 10 points.
This issue has really sidetracked Team Powertrain, and now they're late leaving for the paint shop.
Let's do the final scuff right now, and then we can go over and tape it off.
The longer Team Powertrain takes, the more concerned Frank is getting. He can't paint the Blaze car until Team Powertrain is finished.
You guys right now leave me with no friggin' half an hour to paint my car, man.
Everybody's getting pushed to the limit on the time limit alone.
My strategy is just keep working.
With some extra time in the garage, Ross and Jay decide to go ahead and start their custom exhaust system.
Time to butcher.
And it looks like Team Powertrain has finally got their body prepped.
Off to the paint shop.
They still haven't got it running, so they have to push it onto the trailer. They're now almost 2 hours late leaving the garage.
Hey, make sure you guys don't break any nails, eh?
I don't care what they do. I'm just saying, man. Don't be talking sh. Let's simmer down there, buddy.
With Team Powertrain leaving so late for the paint shop, Frank is worried that he won't have time to do a proper job on his car.
Frank's a perfectionist. If the job isn't done, it's not going in for paint.
What's this look like, man? Come on!
If Frank walks out on his team, it could lose them the appearance edge that they've been counting on. Meanwhile, at the paint shop, Team Powertrain is really pulling together to finish their body prep.
It's actually, the body's not too bad, so it's probably, 10, 15 minutes.
As Team Powertrain lays down its first coat of primer, back in the garage, Team Blaze is finally ready to get its car to paint. And Frank returns to help his team finish the build.
If we don't get it done, we tried. We tried our best, man.
And as they make their way to fix Auto, they're about to be met by a huge surprise.
Blue team are biters. How good looking at, Ross?
Definitely not feeling this now. They got the same kind of paint scheme that we got going on. They had something else
They
before.
weren't gonna do that. See the design on the end there with the door? How it comes with the body lines?
We were planning
That's how we
that
had
2
it.
months ago.
Still their design. That's an insult, man. No one.
That's cool. If they win, we should cut the trophies in half because the final product is the paint, and it ain't theirs. So,
It's going to be the same car on the outside. And I was hoping for a real competition of two individual minds.
We're doing our paint, and our paint's gonna come out better.
It's still your idea out there, buddy. It's a body line, get with it.
And that's not the end of the finger pointing at Rob today. Rob, Team Powertrain's exterior specialist, gets one of the on-site pros to paint the car, and his decision doesn't sit well with his teammates.
How come we're not spraying it? Well, it's our car. We should be spraying that thing. I'll pull that guy out of there now and spray it myself. I'm not even a body guy.
Rob sprayed the silver, and then we got the one of the professionals to spray the rest.
Well, it's
What
not.
does it matter if he lays base paint? It's one base
Well, I just don't want to hear the other team complain.
They bailed out on their paint job. They got someone else to do it for them.
I wouldn't let no one else paint the work I'm doing.
But Rob does get back in the booth to complete Powertrain's custom airbrush accents. Finally, after several hours of waiting, Frank is able to spray the Team Blaze Firebird. Though they are still upset about the similar paint schemes, there will be differences. Team Blaze will have no custom airbrushing, and they're using a different combination of Sherwin-Williams colors. Coming up, both teams have to cut corners with the deadline fast approaching. How do you feel about the quality of these, man? There's only a couple of hours left to the deadline, and now's when the rubber hits the road. The teams have to decide whether to take all their plans to completion or start to cut corners. Anything that doesn't get done doesn't get judged. Both teams still have a lot to do to get these cars finished. When they left for paint, Team Powertrain had yet to get their engine started.
I want to know that it's running so that the other team can hear it and just go, whoa, oh my God, they got some horsepower.
Sounds pretty strong. So, can't wait to get the nitrous to it.
But across the garage, Team Blaze is fired up about how their car is taking shape.
Feel good, buddy.
Yeah?
Loving this car. It looks mint.
So what are you doing here, Ross?
Just finishing off the exhaust.
How you feel about the quality of the stuff you've been able to do?
I'm thrilled.
Yeah?
I'm over the moon, yeah.
Blaze is confident their craftsmanship will win the day.
Those guys are really good guys, and they're working real hard. I don't think the final product is there. I can't see it.
How do you feel about the quality of these, man?
I think they tried to go a little too old school.
Powertrain's exterior may be old school, but Rob and Todd make sure the interior is modern.
Basically use the original factory center console, just rewrapped in aluminum. And on this side here, we've applied carbon fiber and taken the original chrome off the doors and applied it to the center console. That way we're still using original product.
The way the interior's going, it's looking really, really good.
Team Powertrain's chances at the track are looking good too, as the missing part for their rear differential has arrived.
Are we cool?
Looks good, but we better double check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Schmint.
So that means both tires are turning no matter what.
Awesome. How are you feeling now about your chances in the competition?
A lot better.
Although the major obstacles are out of the way, there are a lot of details to complete as the deadline looms. 15 minutes, guys. 15. Oh, you missed a spot. This is when the pressure's on. All right, teams. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's time. Put down the tools. Step away from the cars. But before rolling out their rides, the teams can't resist a burnout battle.
We're done! Did it smell good?
Smoke good.
Sweet.
All right, guys, it's been a very tough 3 days, but you built a couple of impressive cars. Team Blaze, how you feeling?
We're exhausted.
Like
But
from hell.
we built a phenomenal car.
All right, Team Powertrain, how you guys feeling?
Oh, I agree, man. We're running on about 2 hours of sleep.
That it's worth it because we built one awesome car.
Well, that's the kind of pride I like to hear in your cars. Let's bring them out. These cars look awesome. Team Blaze, what'd you do?
Where can we start? Frankie put in 2 weeks worth of body work in one day, man. We debadged the whole car. Body's straight as an arrow. Wild paint scheme. The interior is phenomenal. We changed the color. It was originally blue. We went all black now with the gunmetal. Steph put in a wild stereo system, 2 15-inch subs. And Jay and I did the lowering, the suspension, 18-inch wheels, custom exhaust. Just one serious street machine.
All right, Powertrain, your car looks great too. What did you guys do?
We did the best of everything. In the engine, we did cam, heads,
intake, carb, headers. Into the interior, custom door panels, custom interior, custom console, custom dash, just incredible. Went into the stereo, 2 big 10-inch subs at the back, 2,000 watts of power, an incredible custom paint job with airbrush.
Just look at it, it is one sexy machine.
All right, guys, let's turn him over to the judges.
All right, yeah, buddy. Let's go. Do it.
See what these guys have done. Woo! They're doing big things here, guys, right now. You can see that right away. Clean, everything looks nice.
This is a huge change from what we saw before. They've cleaned up all the fenders, they've cleaned up the engine, repainted it black and gray.
I couldn't help but notice they didn't take out this big block.
Big block to small block. Big block has more power to start with. If it holds together, this is going to be one wild ride. Let's take a look at the rest of the body and see.
What Frank's done is he's shaved off all the Pontiac emblems and that, got all the edges really nice and tight and clean. I'm impressed.
I really like the style of the exterior of this vehicle. It's like a new age hot rod.
The trim follows all the way from the outside to the inside of the car, guys. And if you look at the back, they've kept it big, like the big engine that they have in the front. They got 2 15s. They got a lot of thump going on back here. Everything here is smooth, laid out, nice, the way you want it.
This interior is huge, huge stereo, nice seats. It looks beautiful, but all this weight at the drag strip is not going to help them out. Woo. Oh, lots of chrome under this hood.
Now, that's a lot of bling. That's a lot of bling. I like that.
Yeah, and you know what? They put brand new cylinder heads on this. Adding the cylinder heads to this car is like 50, 60 horsepower easily.
Looks like all the effort went in the motor here.
Yeah, they spent
a
lot of time in this engine bay. All right, well, let's take a look at the outside now.
Well, I put a lot of detail in here, and I understand Rob did all the airbrushing himself on here, and they had a professional actually do the exterior paint. I don't know, it's a little louder, definitely a statement, but the interior really stands out.
Obviously, you can see that this team was thinking. They've tied in the exterior and the engine bay, and they've matched it on the inside. They got a custom dashboard at the front as well to go along with the CD player they put in.
You know, I really like the interior. I like the racing seats, the tweed door panels. Everything is really hot. But the one thing that really irks me is this. These gauges are all pointed at the floor. None of them face the driver whatsoever. You know, they have $1,000 worth of gauges there that, in my mind, are just useless. Other than that, this interior is beautiful. Black and red.
All right, teams, the judges have looked at your cars and given me their scores, but we're not going to tell you yet. What? Come on. We're going to go to the drag strip, and whoever posts the fastest quarter-mile time is going to get 10 bonus points.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys ready to race?
Yeah. Right now. Let's go.
Let's go racing.
All right.
Yeah, buddy.
Coming up, our Firebirds are ready to run, but will one team crash and burn? We're here at Toronto Motorsports Park. This is an official quarter-mile drag strip, the standard by which all cars are measured for speed and performance. It's also the final battleground for our two teams and their rebuilt Firebirds. These powerful muscle cars should be able to run this strip in about 12 seconds, but that all depends on the team's build and the skill of their driver. But with 10 bonus points on the line, it's time for these gearheads to put up or shut up. Our teams make final adjustments to their Firebirds before they run the quarter, but both teams have discovered serious problems.
We got some issues that we're gonna have to deal with right now, or we're not even gonna run it.
Team Blaze is having a problem with the fit of their big 18-inch wheels, which is strange because fitting the wheels is one of the first things they did at the start of the build.
We can get 3 down tight, and we're good. You know me, I like to smash into things. I got a helmet on, I'm good.
My problem with Jay is that he takes it a little bit too extreme, and we may take a beautiful race car, and that thing's wall bound with Jay.
Game over.
But Blaze's problem seems small compared to Powertrain. He's been let down by their Powertrain.
We got a little problem with the transmission. Now we only have first and third.
And Ross can't resist another opportunity to say, I told you so.
Sometimes it's better in that rush to just leave something that works alone. That's why we never ripped our motor apart, because we know it was working and it was good.
As the clock ticks down towards race time, Team Powertrain makes some adjustments to try to get second gear working.
Throw it into low. It's out so little that I'm not sure if it's gonna make the difference or not.
Yeah. I'll be damned if we lose to a car with no second gear. That'll piss me right off.
And Team Blaze's chances improve as they swap their tires for a better fit.
I wasn't even born when these tires came out. And those rims too. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, right now I don't think there's a full car between both teams, so.
We just want to race. Can we get the show on the road here? I'm ready.
We're ready to rock and roll, and we're gonna blow them away.
Team Powertrain is up first, and even a missing gear can't dampen their confidence.
So how are you feeling, Eric?
It feels good.
What's your biggest concern right now, man?
My concern? Transmission.
If second gear miraculously shows up, that'll be good.
All right, well, let's make sure. Let's make sure this car works. Light her up.
Eric warms up his tires for the practice run. This gives him a chance to get used to the car before the all-important second pass.
That sounds like second gear to me. 13.95. You can do better than that.
We can do better. It should have broke 12s.
Absolutely.
The time is even more disappointing because, as it turns out, second gear kicked in just fine.
These guys aren't going to do close to that, so it's all right.
Team Blaze can race thanks to a last-minute wheel replacement, and now they're ready for their practice run.
So what do you think's going to happen here? How's it going to go?
Hopefully straight down the track, no walls. Hopefully the wheels stay on and we're good.
Jay, how do you feel right now?
But I want to race.
Yeah?
Okay, he said it. We're out of here, guys. Cut the camera. We're ready to rock.
Good man, he held on to it.
Stop.
I can go to sleep losing today on that for sure. He drives like that every day. It's not like he can't handle it. No, really.
What happened out there?
I don't know. Something big, man. So I think we blew up something, maybe the tranny or the rear end. It was starting to haul.
Okay,
after
can we
first
fix
gear.
it?
Yeah, you can try. Whatever your problem is, you got 10 minutes to fix it for your money run. 10 minutes and make it safe. Oh, that's high enough.
While Team Blaze works on their rear wheels, Team Powertrain hopes to lock up this competition by posting a killer time.
What do you want to tell Eric right now?
Hammer down.
Hammer down. At 111 miles an hour. That was a good run, gentlemen.
That's incredible.
And that's what you can frame and put up on your wall. Good.
But while Team Powertrain celebrates, the news is not so good for Team Blaze.
All right, guys, so basically what happened on the first run, you locked up something mid-track. I went down and looked at the strips. You locked up both wheels. So you had a moment where you had nothing at all in the rear. It must have been a bit hairy. If it locked up for longer, you'd be in big trouble.
Never. Not me.
So I'm not willing to sign off.
I'd do it again.
No, you're cut off. I'm sorry, man.
Since Team Blaze can't show me what's causing their rear wheels to lock up, their day at the track is over.
Powertrain by default. You guys take the drag race.
We didn't want to win that way. We don't want to win that way, man.
Sorry, guys.
But Team Blaze isn't out of the contest yet. They could still take it on points based on their work in the garage.
All right, teams, we all know what happened out there on the drag strip. Team Powertrain, congratulations.
Yeah, pull it off.
Sweet. Blaze, what happened?
I think maybe I threw it in park.
Well, you had a good run going until the lockup, but we had to take you off the track, so.
I don't know if this car had a 12-0 in it anyway, so.
That's cool.
That's only the battle, guys. Now we're gonna figure out who won the war. You know, your cars were judged out of 60 points back in the garage, 20 for each of the major categories. On mechanical work, the judges liked what Powertrain did and awarded you guys 17 points.
Yeah.
Woohoo! They thought the Blaze didn't go quite as deeply into the Powertrain. They gave you guys 15 points.
Ouch! That's gotta hurt, boy.
But in interior and audio work, they liked your look. They gave you 17 points.
All right.
Whereas Powertrain, they only gave you guys 15 points.
Great. Include the fabrication in that.
In the all-important exterior and bodywork category, the judges awarded Team Powertrain 12 points.
Oh, that's not much.
And they gave Team Blaze 18 points.
All right, man.
It's a pretty big win in that category. You do the math, that's 44 points for Powertrain, 50 points for Blaze, but you add in the 10 for the drag race, Powertrain, they won the War of the Wheels. Well done, guys. That's the fastest quarter mile time you ran today.